What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to EP09. We're going to start off today by addressing something that was said by Terrick El Guindy in the latest installment of Primetime Muscle over there on the OlympiaTV channel. Great channel. You guys should be following that channel. They put out a lot of good info and insight, but this latest round had some pretty disrespectful insight in my opinion. Check out the clip and we'll get into it a bit.
If Andrew Jacked and Rafael Brandão have backs, then you can start going into the 90s. Flex Wheeler, Chris Cormier, Sean Ray, everybody looks pretty. And that's bad news for guys like Nick Walker and Michael Krizo. The best thing for those guys is those big monsters, such as Big Ramy winning the show. Once you have aesthetically pleasing guys moving up, you're about to look like a box if you don't have the lines. And these guys are moving quick.
So, this is what I had a problem with. Terrick El Guindy is an IFBB Pro League judge. Now look, Pro League, professional, you know? This is not a professional statement. I mean, what? If Terrick was judging Nick or Krizo at a show and they asked for feedback, what's Terrick gonna tell them? Well, you guys look like a box? I mean, look, I'm trying not to exaggerate here, but this is just disrespectful and incorrect, you know, in my opinion. Terrick is usually pretty fair, but I mean, come on, man. Especially when talking about Michael Krizo. I mean, they use Rafael Brandão as an example of the direction that bodybuilding is going in, even though Bob Ciccarello says the standards haven't changed. But has Krizo brought looks to the stage that's really that much different than Rafael Brandão? Anyway, my biggest problem is just, you know, we have an IFBB Pro League judge who's not just acting very professional. I agree with the Synthol comments he made in this video. I do think that topic needs a strong stance such as what Terrick has taken. You know, built, not blown up, right? Absolutely. But this type of narrative has just got to go, man. Like, this talk that guys like Nick and Ramy are being pushed to the back, these guys are still the top 5 bodybuilders in the world. Like, what is this, Talladega Nights? If you're not first, you're last? You know, anyway, this is not what bodybuilding is to me. I'm not going to excessively rant about this anymore. Really, I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think? Should an IFBB Pro League judge be speaking about athletes like this? And like I said, credit where credit is due. Terrick is typically very fair and does give a lot of good insight. But on this one, well, you guys know how I feel about it. Let me know down below in the comments section what you guys think. Alright, so getting back into some physique news. In case some of you guys missed it, last week, Quinton Eriya, aka QuintBeastWood, dropped this update video that caused a big stir online. Apparently Quinton is 350 pounds in this video, and he's another athlete in the Matt Jansen camp that just seems to be making massive progress. He is a tall guy, but 350 pounds is more than Big Ramy ever tipped the scales at, and he says that he's going up even higher in weight. So of course the questions started coming out. When will we see QuintBeastWood on another bodybuilding stage? And he does answer that question on his Instagram story, but, you know, the last time we saw QuintBeastWood on a bodybuilding stage was 2022 at the Texas Pro, where he took 5th place, and he had a very respectable showing at that show. His conditioning was good, he had good balance, you know, decent X-frame, but he definitely looked like he was missing thickness from the side and, you know, a lot of depth from the back. The legs look good from the front, but definitely needed some size in the back shots, particularly in the hamstrings. So, he went back to Camp Jansen, went to work, and basically shocked the online community with that latest update. And yeah, for a guy that's 6 foot or more, he looks very much filled out now. I would say he pretty much grew everywhere. Now, he doesn't show a lot of his back or side shots, but I'm sure that they're improved as well. So you would think that we would see him on a bodybuilding stage sooner than later, right? Wrong. Quinton says that he's actually going to be waiting until 2024 to compete and use 2023 to continue making improvements. I mean, I guess he's big now, but not big enough. So there are many bodybuilding experts that think competitors should be out there competing a lot more than once or twice a year. And look, I can't say I entirely agree with that. Just because it's what they did back in the late 80s and 90s doesn't mean that's a recipe for success now for these athletes. You know, professionally, these guys can keep fans updated through social media or public appearances, guest posings. I do think that there's an advantage to competing more often for certain competitors and definitely for the fans, but look, if Quinton thinks he needs to go to 400 pounds, I mean, the other thing is, as a fan, I'm sorry, I want to see it. I want to see that more than I want to see him on stage this year. But after that, assuming that he brought up the size to be competitive from the side and the back, this guy will be bigger than anyone else on any bodybuilding stage in the world. And that will be just as exciting to see and worth the wait. So let's see how big this guy gets. But you know, another guy that's no stranger to growth right now is Samson Dauda, for different reasons. But after his first week of his rebound from the Arnold Classic, he made some comments about being really uncomfortable in everyday life. Samson has been in prep mode for so long that he forgot what it was like to carry around, well, I suppose what you would call increased mass.
I think, you know what, it's been such a long time now. I forgot what it was like to carry in that mass and that feeling of discomfort from carrying a lot of muscle and a lot of water and a lot of fat.
So I'm sure Milos would be more than happy to throw Samson back in prep mode if he would prefer that. Hell, he made him do 9 shows when he first took him on as a client, right? But seriously, everyone in the bodybuilding fan world always awaits with great anticipation what the rebound looks like. How big will your favorite athlete get after the show? Well, as Samson approaches 310 pounds after week 1, with 3 weeks left to go, I won't be surprised if he tips the scales at 320 when it's all said and done.
When I got up to the height of 330 pounds, I remember I had to use a walking stick to walk my dog, man. It was that extreme, and I need to find that walking stick again. I wonder where around here I put it.
Yeah, somebody get this Arnold Classic open bodybuilding champion his walking stick, will ya? But listen, Samson figured he would gain 2 or 3 kilos of muscle during his rebound, or somewhere around 5 to 8 pounds. Well, he's accomplished that already. So with 3 weeks to go, like I said, I don't think 320 is out of the question. He did get up to 330, in 2022. You can see how big he's looking, even in these recent training clips. So, will we see a bigger Samson Dauda at the 2023 Olympia? I mean, I doubt putting on much more size is the main goal. Samson mainly needs to improve his conditioning. But, not only did Samson learn a lot from this Arnold Classic prep, but no doubt Milos learned a lot about how Samson responds to, well, certain compounds and, other factors for sure. So, at the end of the day, let's see how far Samson ends up tipping the scales in the coming weeks. 1 week down, 3 to go. Anyway, that's it for me in this video, you guys. Thank you for tuning into EP09. Be sure to like and subscribe.